Well, that's one of the key things is that we've talked about power of content. Obviously, I think we can all appreciate how important that is. Getting jobs onto Google and the candidate experience, and a big part of these sites is the ATS integration, isn't it? And not a lot of people necessarily be aware of this. But talk us through that, because that's one of the key differentiators of the websites, and allowed all these kind of three things to be joined together. So talk us about that, what it literally meant, on the grassroots level, and actually the impact it's made across the site.
Yeah. So if I go back to old world of our application process, it was pretty laborious from a candidate point of view. So we did all this great stuff previously to direct them to our website. It wasn't the best, but people were still finding their way to our website. And then we were asking them to apply. And as part of that application process, we were asking them to fill out quite a lengthy form at the beginning of it. And it then asks them to create a username and password to continue with the rest of the process, which doesn't sound too bad. Our password had to have a capital letter, a lowercase letter, a number, a symbol, a quote from Shakespeare. It was just ridiculous to try and set up a password. And we found that when we looked in some detail around our applications, 50% of everybody that clicked apply to us dropped off and didn't complete an application. And when we followed up on those individuals, a lot of people would say they gave up trying to create a password because they just couldn't be bothered, it was too challenging. Or what we also found is when we went back to those individuals, we asked them the question, are you still interested in Atkins? Would you still be interested if we had opportunities? And we actually not everybody came back to us, but we actually made about 10 hires off people that we'd been back to that had sat incomplete. And that showed us that really good people were trying to apply to us, but simply just couldn't get through for whatever reason. Probably password, probably it's a long form. People just want something that's nice and quick and easy. And, the times have changed. People want things instantly now, don't they? So that for us was key. We needed to look at our application process. So we worked really closely with Format, and we looked at having an API. So what we've got in place now is actually a really nice quick apply form. We ask for really, really basic details from our candidates up front, and then they don't actually have to complete anything. Just quick questions, attach the CV, and then they get a nice thank you for your application, we'll be in touch. And everything else that we collect, further information around their address, equal opportunities, that sort of data. They then get an email that comes directly out to them that serves them with their username and with their password. So they're having to do less in that process. Sits in their inbox, they just need to log back in and complete those details. And we found that by doing it that way, last run we did, we had 77% of people were complete applications, weren't they? Which for us is huge, because it was only last November we were having a 50% drop-off. So it's made a massive difference to us and our applications. And everything we try and pull back is all about the candidate experience. And when we've started asking people again, how did you find applying? They always comment on how quick, easy and smooth the process is with us in terms of getting their application in.
And I think that, the candidate experience, a lot is talked about. And a lot of what has happened with npower over the last 7 years has been learnt from retail. So we've been taking the lead from retail, and I think Ellie says that quite clear there is we're all used to buying things really easily. So when it comes down to actually applying for a job, we expect that same experience. We don't. I always liken it to if you went onto John Lewis' website, you basically went to have a look at something, and then you were kicked into their stock ordering system to actually order that product. So you'd get lost. And I always love it with Taleo. It's the first bit is in terms of when you get there, it says, "Welcome. You are not signed in." And it's a case of that's really welcoming. Thanks. But it was a similar thing with npower. It was about what we did with them. It was about what we call conversion rate optimization. So it was about looking at all the little steps that people take and what they actually do. Amazon spend a fortune on this. We're moving things a pixel, analysing things. Now, npower didn't go to that extent, but at the end of the day, they're not attracting huge volumes of candidates, so they need to to get every single one that they can into the recruiter's hands. And it was about the little things. It was about trying to keep as much of the capture on the website, so that actually they were pushed automatically through to the actual ATS. And it's interesting because talking about applicant tracking systems, one of the key things they moved from Lumes Talent Link to Success Factors recently, and and it was a group decision. So it was RWE Group went out, they're a SAP business. It was a case of, right, here we go. Probably done in a deal in terms of, okay, we'll throw in the web module free of charge and success factors free of charge because you've got buying SAP. And Adrian actually looked at it and said, we've got to keep our career site as is. We can't use the standard applicant tracking module because I risk losing £3 million in revenue. Sorry, not revenue, cost savings. So actually you put that onto in terms of what their net margin is. Can you actually cover that in terms of sales? And the business said, no. You keep what you're doing at the moment, but you do have to use success factors. And the integration post, excuse me, that's me telling I'm almost up to time. So what they looked at is in terms of, Adrian said to me, he said, DJ, we can't afford to lose candidates, but I'm being told this is the only way success factors works. I said to him, there's no such thing as, that. There's not just one way. Let's have a look at it. And we basically went and looked at actually could we do something that's similar to Taleo. Now, the first question we asked of the implementation team, so have you got the API license? Oh, what's that? Adrian sort of like rolled his eyes heavenwards and sort of went, I can't believe they don't actually know what the APIs are. So he said, can we work around that? And I said, yeah, we can work around it. So effectively, we keep the application on the website so they complete their basic details, and then they get pushed through to success factors. Not quite as sophisticated as the Taleo, but it means that if somebody doesn't complete an application form, on the website they've got all their details. So the recruiters are all ex-recruitment consultants, they've all got years of experience, they pick up the phone. They email and say, we haven't got your application, was there a problem or anything else? So it really is important, isn't it, in terms of converting every single person?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly when you're in a competitive market, it's a candidate-led market, and most of the people you're looking for are passive candidates.
Yeah.
So.